Hi everybody, it is Dee with Naturally Divine Products. We specialize in hair growth, hair regrowth, and skincare. And today I'm going to try my best to explain to you what could be wrong with your hair, how to fix the problem or repair the hair problem, and how to return to your healthiest state with your hair. So how to return your hair to its healthiest state. So those of you who have been following me for a while, you know I freestyle these videos. I'm going to try my best to stay on task and not go off on a tangent, but there's a lot of stuff that goes hand in hand with the information that I try to give you. So sometimes I can like go off into something else, but I'll try to bring myself back to the topic at hand. So let's get right into it. Okay, so let's pretend that this is your hair strand, okay? This is gonna be about low porosity, high porosity hair. I've already made a post about this before, but I actually want to talk to you and talk you guys through it so you can understand. So this is a flexi rod that I just cut into. So let's imagine that this is a strand of hair, one single strand of hair, okay? So your hair strand is comprised of protein, which is keratin. A lot of people don't know that, but your hair is made of keratin, which is a protein. So you have a strand of hair that is built of cells and protein, and then that strand of hair, each strand of hair has cuticles. And those cuticles are these things that I cut, these little slices. Now these cuticles, when they are operating at their best potential, their healthiest state, they open and close as needed. So when you wash your hair or you spray water or something on your hair, these cuticles will open. They're designed to open to allow that moisture in. So, they open like this or whatever, or fold down. You can see them open like this. So they open, they allow that water in, and I want to emphasize water because water is your main source of hydration. So these cuticles open, they allow the water, I'm just gonna say water, to flow in, and then they're designed to, as your hair dries, they're supposed to close right back and trap all of that goodness inside of them. But when you have, let's talk about low porosity first. When you have low porosity hair, it's a mechanical malfunction of the hair strands, meaning that these strands stay closed. They're shut. Nothing can get in, nothing can get out. That's low porosity hair. When you have high porosity hair, these cuticles are stuck in their open state, like they're just completely open. So whatever goes in, the cuticles don't shut and trap it in. So whatever goes in comes right back out. It will evaporate right back out. That's high porosity hair. On both ends of those spectrums, it's damaged. We fry, dye, and lay our hair to the side. That's what people used to say back in my day. So it's like you use these chemical treatments. That's the majority of the problem in high porosity hair. Over-processed and chemically treated hair is normally high porosity. Low porosity hair is hair types that have, I'm gonna say people because it's not a hair type, it's actually a condition. Low porosity and high porosity hair are conditions of the hair. So these people with low porosity hair have been using products like silicones, dimethicones, petroleums, which are your greases, sulfurate, blue magic, and all of those other greases and pomades. And what has happened is they're so heavy on the hair, they've sealed your cuticles closed. I won't say permanently because you can reverse these conditions. So low porosity hair, your cuticles have been sealed closed with heavy petroleum, plastic with silicones, and petroleums are byproducts of plastics. So you've suffocated your hair strands. So your hair is not getting the proper nutrients, it's not being fed appropriately, and it's not being hydrated. So these strands will eventually begin to shrink. And if you're using it on your hair strands, you're also using it on your scalp. So your follicles, your actual scalp follicles that grow your hair, are being suffocated, and they're shrinking and shrinking and shrinking because they're not getting oxygen, they're not getting hydration, they're not getting nutrients. So eventually those follicles shut off, and your hair, the strands fall out and the follicles die over time. So you want to get to the root cause of whatever your issue is. That's why when you start our products, we make sure to tell you to clarify. If you miss that clarifying step in our process, you are doing yourself a disservice, because our products, if it's low porosity hair, our products cannot get into them. Like, it can't. How is it going to get into something that's closed? Like, it can't get into that. So you need to clarify those silicones and petroleums off your hair and scalp, so our products can actually penetrate and go in and heal the damage that you've done over time. Okay? So if it's high porosity hair and these follicles are just stuck open, like I said, everything you put into it evaporates. So with high porosity hair, you have to kind of take a different approach. I have a lot of people reach out and they're like, D, I'm using your stuff, but my hair still feels so dry. That's because it's leaving back out. So I have a customer who said that she sandwiches her products, our products, she sandwiches them on her hair, and in essence what she's doing is applying it a little bit heavier so it will actually seal her follicles, her cuticles, like it's supposed to. So her issue is her cuticles are stuck open. So she says, okay, well, I apply the moisturizer and I apply the oil, and then it still feels dry. But she said, once I started applying it in a sandwich, my hair retained the moisture better. And that is because applying an additional coat of the product actually helped her cuticles lay down and retain that moisture. So it's just applying the products in a way that works for your hair is very important. So you just really want to kind of understand what kind of hair you have, and then you want to reverse the damage. And our products do an amazing job at reversing the damage for hair and skin, because the hair and the skin operate in similar ways. So I just want you guys to understand that it's mechanical. And it wasn't until I understood the mechanical concept of it that I was able to develop this and kind of, well, not kind of, but reverse the damage that I had done to my hair over time, because, I'm chemically treated. So I do have high porosity hair in some areas, and in some areas I do have low porosity hair. So I have to kind of do different things in different areas. So the middle of my hair, and those of you that know that I'm experiencing a setback in that area because I did not do my protein treatment as I should have. So you want to kind of help these cuticles rebuild themselves by doing a protein treatment. So when you have high porosity hair, you are lacking in protein as well, and that protein will help rebuild these cuticles and help them operate the way that they're supposed to, opening and closing as they should. In low porosity hair, the healing oil will go into the cuticles and kind of lubricate things and get things moving along, and then eventually your hair strands will start operating like they're supposed to, because it'll unglue them. Once you clarify, it'll unglue them. The healing oil can go in there, lubricate things, and get things operating normally again. So in low porosity hair, you need moisture. In high porosity hair, you need protein, and you have to stack the healthy products. I don't want to say you need heavier products because I don't want you guys to think that you have to use those butters and pomades and greases, because you don't. You can use our products that actually absorb, but you just have to apply them a little bit heavier than a person with normal hair, because in between high porosity and low porosity, you have normal hair. So you want to get your hair to a normal state once again, where the cuticles are opening and closing as they should. Now, high porosity hair, which is what happened to the middle of my head, it's like all of these. I wish I had something else where I could like push these things. So I had high porosity, so they're open, right? So it's like this strand and another strand just like it, they're hooking onto each other like Velcro. So it's like, even if I detangled my hair, as soon as I detangle my hair, this strand is gonna hook onto another strand by these cuticles, right? So it's like they're like, and they're not opening and closing, so they're attaching, and then eventually they just break off because they're rubbing up against each other and they can't come apart. They're not lubricated. They're not gliding past each other as they should. Your strands should glide right past each other and not get caught and entangled on each other as bad as they do when your cuticles are open. And like you can tell, because just like I said, when you detangle your hair, if as soon as you get that comb through and you go back and you try to pull your hair apart and they're stuck like that, that's those cuticles getting caught on each other like Velcro. So that's the key indication of needing a protein treatment. And also if your hair is mushy, because the back of my hair, I over moisturized, so I had moisture overload in that area, and my hair was mushy and breaking off as well. So it's about balance. It's about learning your hair, and it's about balance, guys. I know it seems hard and it seems like a lot of information, but that's why I try to keep making videos so you guys can actually get visuals and understand what I'm saying, because I want to save you from the things that I experienced by giving you the information to avoid those problems and those setbacks. Okay, so high porosity hair, you want to do protein treatments. You want to apply heavier coats of products that actually absorb, and you just want to protect your hair and make sure you protective style. Like, protective styling does not just mean braids. It does not mean you have to go out and buy a wig. It does not mean you have to do extensions. You can protective style your hair with your own hair. You can cornrow your own hair that's growing from your scalp. You can do high buns. You can do low buns. You can do, you know, pretty much whatever. Protective styling means not manipulating your hair. It means putting your hair up for a couple of days at a time. I have lots of Caucasian customers. Of course, they're not getting braids and wigs and things like, you know, black people do. They're just tossing their hair up in a high bun. Like, that's a protective style. They may wear one braided pigtail. That's a protective style. It's just anything that keeps your hair together, because your hair is stronger together. Rubbing up against your clothes a lot, that's going to cause a lot of breakage. You want to just have your hair up or or it could be low like this, but you still want to alternate where it's not rubbing up against anything, like it's just totally protected, it's totally put away, your hands aren't in it every day, and that ultimately is going to get you to your growth goals. So like you want to use the products as directed. You want to use them every other day as I instruct you guys. And I had a question this morning. They're like, can I use it every day? You can use it every day on your body, after a shower, as needed. That's not a problem. But when it comes to your scalp, the healing oil on your scalp, you need that every other day application for growth. But if your main focus is healing a scalp condition, use it every day. Go ahead and heal that scalp condition. Allow the oil to heal that scalp condition. And then once the scalp condition, the inflammation and everything is gone, then go to that every other day application, because that's really what's going to shock your system into reacting positively to the healing oil and not getting used to it, because you can experience growth plateaus. You can experience length retention issues. Just because there's a good product on the market, that does not mean that you will not still encounter issues. All of these things, low porosity, high porosity, length retention, scalp conditions, and things like that, those things can still happen because it's a process. Like you have to learn your hair. I don't care. I can get on here and I can tell you how to apply this stuff over and over and over, but until you learn your hair and until you learn what your hair needs, that's when your hair is that's when you're going to be able to keep your hair on a positive path. I'll say that. So learn your hair, guys. Take the information that I've given you and learn from it. Like if you start experiencing that Velcro effect, say, I remember Dee told me my hair cuticles are attaching to each other and making my strands stick, so let me try a protein treatment. And then try an easy protein treatment. Like they have 5-minute reconstructors. That's what that Joyco K-Pack is that I used. I applied it for 5 minutes, I rinsed it out, bam. And then if your hair improves after that, then you say, okay, well, yeah, it did need a protein treatment. So next month or in 2 months, let me try it again, or try it for a little longer time. And like just kind of play around with it, but start easy at first. Like don't go into a hard, strong protein treatment, especially if you're new to this and you really don't know what you're doing. Go to a professional. Say, hey, I think I need a protein treatment, and let them do it. Because you just don't want to go into this blindly and then jump from the floor to a level 15. Like that's not what you want to do. Like ease into this, enjoy your journey, and just have a good time. Like don't get so caught up on, I want my hair to grow, I want my hair to grow, I want my hair to grow. Like, and then every day, did my hair grow some? Like that's going to stress you out, and that can make your hair fall out. Like don't do that. Don't, like, just enjoy the process. Like don't rush it, because if you're rushing it, you're never gonna see it. Like our bodies react to energy. So if you putting that negative energy out, like, it's like ain't working out, oh my God, it's taking so long, I don't see my hair growing. That's because you putting that, you're speaking that, your mind is thinking that. Your mind is right where your scalp is, like, and it's getting those negative vibes, and it's gonna react negatively to it. So always go into something with a positive attitude and a clear spirit and a clear mind, and your body will react positively to it. I promise you. Like just do it. Like we have thousands and thousands of satisfied customers. So I just need you guys to stay positive. If there's anything that I can do or I can answer for you, anybody who has ever inboxed me can tell you, like sometimes I'm up at 3 a.m. responding to messages. just because I'm awake. So I don't have any problems at answering you guys' questions. So I hope this video was clear. I hope you guys understand, and I hope your journey is going well. So, just stick with it. I hope our products are helping you heal. I'm telling you, like, this healing oil has been a life changer for me and my family, which is why I decided to go public with it, because it's like, wow, this can help so many people. Like, once it started healing skin conditions and abscesses and stuff, and toothaches and styes and eczema and toenail fungus and earaches and all kinds of stuff, I was like, I cannot keep this to myself. And why I know all of this, I have no idea. Like, you guys can believe in reincarnation if you want, that's your thing. You can believe in divine information, that's what I think, this is, and which is why I named my business what it's named, because I'm an accountant by trade. Why I know all this, I don't know. It's like I understand everything that is hair and skin related, and I really feel like a divine presence or energy really wants me to help the world heal. So like I said, all I want to do is get this information to you guys. And it's so funny because I'll go into these hair groups and you'll see a million questions about, why isn't my hair this? Why isn't my hair that? Oh my God, I just want my hair to grow. And then I'll drop my information or something, or I'll tell them something that goes against the status quo of what people in the hair group believe, and all of these trolls will just like literally attack you. And it's like, how can you go against science? How can you go? And then that's another thing, like, sometimes I think science lacks in a lot of areas, but for a baseline of information, they're going by, studies from the 80s and things when Black people weren't even considered human. So most of these studies we weren't even included in. Some of these studies are just outdated information, and then some of them are just flat out wrong, because they'll argue about how much hair can grow. Oh, hair can't grow an inch per month. Okay, well, I'm on here proving that it can. Like, it can. Hair grows on average a half an inch. And I'm just like, but, okay, that's good, for basic information. But there are always exceptions to the rule. Like, the rule isn't always the rule. There are always, across the board, there are always exceptions, and I just happen to be one of those exceptions. And my products are, so I'm grateful for the opportunity to help people heal their hair and skin, and that's just that. So when I try to tell them in the groups about low porosity and high porosity hair that is damaged, it's a condition. You're not born like that. You're not born with low porosity or high porosity hair. You have low porosity or high porosity hair because there's something that you have done to damage your hair, and that's why it's no longer normal. That's why it's no longer operating as it normally should. So on either side of the spectrum, it's low porosity, eventually you'll experience hair loss. High porosity, eventually you'll experience tons of breakage and hair loss. So you just want to get to a happy medium. You want to get your hair back operating normally. And I just wish people wouldn't argue so much with professionals and would just give it a try. Like, it's $20, like it's $36, like $32. If you found a discount code or something. Anyway, it's like $30 something with shipping, and I just don't think that's an exuberant amount to pay to experience something that could possibly change your life. Because just like I said, if you don't like it for your hair, or if you're not dedicated enough, consistent enough, or if you're not following the instructions and you find that it's not working for your hair, because that's the only way it's not going to work for your hair, I can promise you that, is if you're not doing what we've directed you to do. But even still, use it as a body oil after a shower. Like, you'll love it, especially for your feet. Like, it really gets rid of those callous heels and things like that. It'll heal your nail cuticles, old scars and stretch marks. Like, there's just no way somebody can buy this and sit it to the side and be like, oh no, like you just didn't even give it a chance. But luckily I don't know anybody that has done that, but I'm just saying, like, use it to its fullest extent. Like, this is for you. Use it. Like, use it for your elbows. Use it for your breast. It gives, you know, a lot of people use it breastfeeding. It'll heal their nipples from breastfeeding. It'll help reduce the stretch marks. It might even help, like, if your breasts get engorged. Like, I don't know. Like, use it for anything. Skin, scalp, mouth, eyes. Like, anything related to a superficial issue. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on before I go. People will say things like, hair growth is from the inside out. In essence, that's true. Or they'll say, your hair is always growing. It's just that it's breaking off. And that can be true, but that's not the case in every case. So I wish people would quit getting on here with like this broad spectrum of what could be going on, because if your hair was always growing, nobody would have hair loss issues. Like, if your hair was always growing, everybody would have long hair. Like, if it's that simple, right? Because before I formulated this, anybody that knows me can tell you, for all 4 years of my high school, I wore braids. Okay? I wore braids. My hair, like, braids will retain length, right? So if in 4 years, if my hair was growing as it should have been, in 4 years, my hair should have been like to the back of my knees or whatever. Like, if it was up here and for 4 years, I should have had waist length hair at the end of 4 years, right? According to science, a ½ an inch a month is what I should have been growing, right? But I didn't. Like, it literally stayed around the same length, and it's not because of a retention issue, because I kept those braids in month after month. Like, I would take it down, I would relax it or whatever, and then I would put it right back in braids, but it still stayed around like this length. And that is because my hair just simply was not growing to its fullest potential. Why? Because most likely there was a scalp issue that I was having, or for some people it could be, you know, some other issues. So it's not always necessarily from the inside out, because there are fungal conditions that can live on the scalp that medicines taken internally won't help. That's why the pharmaceutical industry has both internal and topical products. So you can't just make bold, wrong statements like that, because it's not always an internal issue. Sometimes it can be a surface level issue that you need something topical for. So the same way you would go and get prescribed a topical cream for some condition on your skin, you sometimes need a topical cream or product for a condition on your scalp. So, I mean, like they say, ignorance is bliss. But my thing is, you always have to be open-minded to learning. You can't just shut out something because you went and you read some kind of article and it said that. Number one, articles on the internet are all opinions. Like, so it's subjective. Like, you can't just go read something and now all of a sudden you think you're a professional. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually listen to someone, learn from them, try whatever it is they're talking about, and then form an opinion. Like, that's usually how it works, but we all know the internet is like troll city. They don't want to learn anything. They don't want to know anything. They just get on here and they just blurt out whatever they think they should blurt out. And then they get all kind of laugh reactions and whatever, and then you loud and wrong. Like, you just loud and wrong. So please, if that's you, I encourage you to stop doing crazy stuff like that. Don't be ignorant and loud and wrong, okay? All right, guys, you can like research anything I've ever told you to get a further understanding of it. But I mean, some things you just have to try for yourself. And then you'll have a better understanding, because every day we get comments like, oh my God, this stuff really does work. Yeah, it really does. Like, yes. And if you've been here for a while and you're still looking, give it a try, because you're missing out on progress. So I just want to see you guys like love your hair and love your skin. And it just makes me so proud to see you guys out here just looking and feeling beautiful. So that's my overall goal, is to help you guys. So I hope it helps someone. That's all I can say. Have a great day. Bye.